between the 19th ranked Iowa Hawkeyes and the Iowa State Cyclones. Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Custer alongside my partner, Robert Smith. Sarah Kustak's with us.
Exciting, man.
Yeah, she's going to join us in just a few moments. I'm not going to lie to you. This game has got some serious juice and excitement to it. And, you know, it's a series that the Hawkeyes have dominated lately. They've won 4 straight, in large part because of their quarterback play. And Nate Stanley's been fantastic for Iowa. In fact, in the first 2 games, he's thrown a total of 6 touchdown passes. And when Nate Stanley throws 3 touchdown passes in a game, Iowa's 10-0.
10-0, and with those 6 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions. And you mentioned it, Iowa's been great in the turnover ratio lately in this game. Haven't turned the ball over since 2015. Nate Stanley's going to have his hands full with this defense, though. Iowa State defensive coordinator John Haycock, technically you could call it a 3-3-5. They do a lot of different things, try and mix up looks. They know it's difficult to confuse Stanley, but they're sure going to try.
Well, you know, the Cyclones quarterback, Brock Purdy, this will be his first time playing in this rivalry game. He's just in his 2nd season, but he is already the Cyclones' career leader in completion percentage.
Yeah, as you mentioned it, he has never played in this game. Obviously, a very exciting environment, and he's done a great job, been very poised for them. Just a true sophomore. He does not throw the ball downfield a ton. But against this Iowa defense today, there are going to be some new faces in that secondary. I think he's going to try and air it out a little bit, maybe put a little bit more juice in that audience out there.
67th meeting between these 2 programs. Who is the best football team in the state of Iowa? The winner takes home the Cy-Hawk Trophy and bragging rights. Cyclones, Hawkeyes, the kick is next. Wind coming from the south, 5 miles per hour, overcast, may have some showers. Let's go down to the field to the 3rd member of our team here, Sarah Kustak.
Guys, I know you can feel it. The energy is palpable here for a rivalry that has permeated the state all week. Now, these rosters are littered with homegrown Iowa players who understand the significance of what this game means to a state where there is no pro team. BC, you mentioned it. Iowa has won the last 4 straight. However, the last time these 2 teams met right here at Jack Trice Stadium 2 years ago, it took an overtime shootout for the Hawkeyes to secure a victory. For this one, the noise is literally and figuratively at an all-time high. A ranked Iowa team and an Iowa State group trying to get back there with a track record for knocking some off. So it is time for one side to secure some bragging rights for the next 365.
You're right about that, Sarah. Matt Campbell, head coach of the Cyclones. His Cyclones won the toss. They've opted to defer. Campbell in his 4th season. You know, he started off 1-8, now a game over 500. And the Dean of College Football Coaches, Kirk Ferentz, 21st season, longest tenure coach in college football, winningest coach in Iowa history, 154 wins. Peyton Paddock, he will be kicking things away, and back deep is the dangerous Amir Smith-Marset for the Hawkeyes. The 67th meeting of the Cy-Hawk rivalry game is underway here in Ames. Touchback, and the Hawkeyes have started their own 25. Here comes Nate Stanley. 6 touchdown passes, no picks, first 2 games. He's got a career 58 touchdown passes, 3rd most in program history. You know, he's thrown a TD pass in 7 straight games, longest streak of his career.
Yeah, and really interested to see how offensive coordinator Greg Ferentz comes out and tries to attack this defense. As we mentioned, John Haycock does a lot of different things. It's a 3-man front. They have 3 linebackers, but the safety Eisworth is usually up in the mix. It's a lot of fun to try and just figure out what they're trying to do.
Stanley, first pass knocked away. Marcel Spears Jr. knocking things away. He was looking for Nate Wheating, the tight end. And the Hawkeyes offense was main target, Amir Smith-Marset. matched his career high 4 catches in each of the first 2 games. Had 113 yards receiving last week.
Haycock does such a great job with this defense. You can see Spears right there. Not just comfortable to get into his drop. Great job watching the eyes of Stanley breaking on that ball and knocking it away.
Ivory Kelly Martin alongside Stanley. He gets the call up the middle for maybe a couple. 3rd down coming in this Cyclone defense. It is led by Ray Lima. He's the anchor of that defense up front. They've got Jaquan Bailey. He needs just 1 more sack to become the Cyclones' all-time sack leader. His 18.5, that's 6th most by an active FBS player.
Yeah, and Lima doesn't have any sacks in his career, but he really affects the play. He's one of those true nose guard types. So hard to move out of the middle, and it can really just throw your blocking schemes completely off.
Cyclones show pressure. Stanley, plenty of time, over the middle, complete. Amir Smith-Marset with the catch. Move the chains, that's a 1st down.
Marset did a great job there, knew he was going to be taking the hit from Rose. Goes up, hangs on to it. And a little bit of rain, not always easy to see with the broadcast. A little bit of rain coming down those new gloves. Pretty good with the tackiness. Smith-Marset, nice job hanging on to that ball.
At 113 yards receiving, 4 catches last week for the Hawkeyes. 3 TDs he's got. That's tied for the most in the Big Ten. 11-yard pickup. Sargent now. Up the middle. Brought down by Greg Eisworth. Pickup of 5 for the Hawkeyes.
Talked about Eisworth and how key he is to this defense. Again, it's kind of 3-3-5 by the numbers. They said they're going to have the best 11 on the field, and it was in this game a year ago that this defense was unveiled. So it's a little bit different, but Eisworth, he calls the defense, and a lot of times you see him right up into the line of scrimmage, making plays just like that.
Brady Ross is the fullback. Sargent, the tailback. Play fake. Stanley rolling, under pressure, throws. He's got a man, but incomplete. He was looking for Brandon Smith.
He was looking for Brandon Smith on that play. Lawrence White, the free safety, does an excellent job tracking across the field. Forces that throw to go high.
There's the defensive coordinator, John Haycock. For the Cyclones, 3rd and 5. Ivory Kelly Martin in the backfield. He caught a screen pass, went 50 yards. That kind of sparked the Hawkeyes offense last week. Stanley throws, complete. And Nico Regani gets the 1st down. He's usually playing in the slot.
Regani, a Connecticut native, they say he's really improved this season. Nice little stick move on Eisworth. Underneath there, does a nice job staying flat on the route. And Stanley, going through his progressions, feeling the pocket collapsing on him, takes the hit from Rose there, but still delivers a great ball to Regani.
8-yard pickup, and so far the Hawkeyes are 2 for 2 on 3rd down. Here they are from the eye. And they give the Sargent, pounding his way. Marcel Spears, one of the first Cyclones to hit him. Pickup of 6. Ryan Ferentz, son of the head coach of the Hawkeyes. He's the offensive coordinator. He calls the plays for Iowa.
Boy, he's going to be mad at me, and he should be. I called him Greg earlier.
They're 2nd and 4. Stanley again through the air. Got a man, complete. Tyron Chasey makes the catch. 15-yard pickup.
No defense is perfect. And Brian Ferentz spoke to us in the meeting and thought that they would have some opportunities outside the numbers. And again, no matter what your defensive structure is, you're going to be great against certain plays, and there are some plays where you're going to have some problems. The deep outside, the intermediate to deep outside zones, kind of exposed with the way that they play this defense.
From the Cyclone 29, this is the freshman Goodson. He gets the carry. Pickup of 3.
That's a name, Tyler Goodson, that the Hawkeye fans are going to be excited to hear for years to come. Brian Ferentz told us about the recruiting of Goodson. They got in on him early and weren't so sure that another school wouldn't come in and swoop him away. A great family, love this Iowa program, and they got him, and he has got some zip. We could see it in the walkthrough when we went a couple weeks ago to see them as in their preparation for Miami, Ohio. He's got some speed.
Here's second down. Stanley again through the air. He's got another man open and overthrew him. In the direction of Tyron Tracy. Boy, he broke. He was open.
Yes, and Brian Ferentz in our meeting told us they were going to have some opportunities with play action. Nate Stanley's going to want that one back. Was a little bit late on this throw to Tracy, and of course threw it a little bit too far. But he gets that ball out of his hands a little bit sooner. Probably a more accurate throw, at least something that Tracy would have had an opportunity to pull in.
11th play of this drive for the Hawkeyes. 3rd and 8. Stanley keeps it up the middle. He's got a first down. Eisworth brings him down at the 16-yard line, but not before Nate Stanley picks up 10 yards of his own.
And a great block on this play.
Ivory Kelly Martin, running back.
And he just he just takes Spears out right at the thigh in that one. Nice job lead blocking, and that's a little bit of a different look. People aren't going to expect Nate Stanley to run right up the middle like that. Again, Brian Ferentz pulling out all the stops.
In the red zone, you can see the Hawkeyes, when they get into the red zone, they score points. 9 for 9. 6 of them have been touchdowns. No gain there by Mekhi Sargent.
Pretty good opening drive here from Iowa. And again, it was in last year's game that the defensive coordinator, John Haycock, unveiled this new look offense. And Iowa struggled with it at home last year. Only 271 yards total offense in that game. They're really moving the ball well, changing things up, changing up tempo. Great play calling by Brian Ferentz.
5 wide here. Stanley looking, plenty of time. Throws, complete. Reganey again makes the catch. 6-yard pickup. 3rd down coming for the Hawkeyes.
You said that right there. Maybe Iowa fans thought they would never hear something like that. 5 wide from the Hawkeyes. No true tight ends in that one at tight end U. Obviously, you have a couple of those guys get drafted in the 1st round last year. Fant and Hawkinson. 5 wide for a program that loves to use its tight ends.
Handoff. Sargent wrapped up right before he hit that first down marker by Mike Rose.
Rose does a great job coming in and cleaning up on this one. Hadn't had a chance. Stepped through a tackle. But Rose was right there waiting, along with Justin Bickham.
Here comes the field goal unit for the Hawkeyes, and Keith Duncan. Duncan hit a 46, 43-yarder last week. He's 4 for 4. This will be from 25 yards out. The junior out of North Carolina. And he's still perfect. Make it 5 for 5 on the season. And the Hawkeyes have come to aim storm chasing. They get on the board first, 3-0. FS1 College Football is sponsored by Volkswagen. Drive something bigger than yourself. 3-0 our score here in the first quarter. Hawkeyes got the football first. They go 15 plays, 68 yards, and they do it in 7 minutes, 23 seconds. They get on the board with the field goal. Caleb Shudak will kick things away. Johnny Lane back deep for the Cyclones. This is Lane from his own 5. To the 14, and he is smothered. When we come back, Brock Purdy and that Cyclone offense here in Ames.
They don't call the game yet?
FS1 College Football is sponsored by Ice Cold Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville. Here in the first quarter in Ames, Iowa, the rain has started to come down a little bit harder. And a lightning strike as well during the break.
I can't believe that you said the storm chasing thing before. With what happened to us last week, why would you bring that on us like that? 2.5 hour delay. This is your fault.
They've asked us to pull some of our cameramen from the field because of the lightning strike. Johnny Lang in the backfield alongside Brock Purdy. High snap. Purdy throws. And caught. Deshaunte Jones makes the catch. First down, Cyclones.
Well, Deshaunte Jones is added to the total for the year. That's his 15th reception of the year, 14 catches in their only game against Northern Iowa in the opener.
12-yard pickup.
The previous play is under further review. The ruling on the field was a completed pass.
They want to take another look at it. Again, had a lightning strike during the break, so out of safety they asked us to pull our photographers from the field, so we have just one camera shooting this game right now.
Brian's going to draw a bunch of pictures and do a little flip card picture for you. One look that we have. So Geno Stone makes a nice break on the ball here, trying to get in front of Jones. Can't tell anything from that one.
Yeah, it's hard to see.
Slow that down a little bit, maybe. And again, the call on the field is assumed to be correct, so you need indisputable video evidence to overturn the play.
Dan Capron, he's our referee. See him in the white hat. He's the one looking.
And do the replay officials, they only have our cameras, I believe. So they can only see the same views that we see. So that may be the only play or the only angle that they're going to be able to review on this. So I don't see anything that looks like indisputable video evidence to overturn that call. So looks like that one would stand based on that view.
Here's Dan Capron.
The ruling on the field of a catch stands as called. It will be first down for Iowa State at the 26-yard line. In addition, due to weather moving into the area, we have a lightning delay.
Well, there you go. As I told you in the break, they did have a lightning strike. That was the reason why we had to remove all of our photographers from the field. Catch has been confirmed, so it is a first down for the Cyclones, but we have a weather delay because of the hard rain and the lightning that is over top of us here in Ames. I think the good news is, you know, we had this last week in Seattle. It was 2.5 hours. They said they expect this weather to be out of here very quickly.
And how does the Lightning know? Last week in Seattle, we went through 2 full series, and then there was a lightning delay. Here we go through 1 full series and 1 play, and then the lightning delay. Another thing that's going to be different from last week, a lot of fans left the stadium there because they come in public transit, and they were told that they wouldn't be able to get out on trains later, so they took off. These Iowa fans aren't going anywhere, and there are plenty of people that aren't in the stands that would come in and take their seats if they did want to leave.
Absolutely. So a weather delay here in Ames. 3-0 is our score. 7 minutes and 18 seconds left here in the first quarter. And it was a first quarter where we saw Iowa get the football, mixed it up with the run and pass. 15 plays, ends with a field goal. Iowa State, first play, pass, and they said too, they want to mix it up as well, run and pass against this Iowa defense.
Yeah, and you need to do that against Iowa, especially you're Iowa State. You've got one of the most experienced, I believe the fifth most experienced offensive lines in all of college football, but they're still not the kind of guys that are just going to run through Iowa. They wanted to get Brock Purdy on the edge, get him moving a little bit, try and get the ball downfield, and that's exactly what happened on that play.
So weather delay here in Ames due to lightning. 3-0 our score. Let's get you out to Los Angeles. My man, Mike Hill.
Studio. Brady Quinn has his AMS seal of approval, and what are you seeing on that radar screen right there, Brady?
Mike, thank you very much. Welcome back to Ames, Iowa for the 67th meeting of the Cy-Hawk rivalry game. The 19th ranked Iowa Hawkeyes taking on the Iowa State Cyclones as we wrap up a 49-minute weather delay. Lightning storms had hit the area.
That's it? 49 minutes?
49 minutes. Hey, we had 2.5 hours left.
They were just losing power in the stadium after 49 minutes last week.
But in the first quarter, Iowa State will have the football when we resume. You look back at what we saw. The Hawkeyes got the football first, went right down the field. 7 passes, 7 runs, culminated with a field goal, just workmanlike their first possession.
Well, the very definition of a balanced offense, right? 7 runs, 7 passes, and we saw exactly what offensive coordinator Brian Ferentz said he was going to do. We're going to give them a lot of different looks. We're going to make sure that Nate Stanley does what he has been doing, which is be highly efficient. Great job running the time off of the clock as well. That's a 7-minute drive. And maybe, with Brian Ferentz, he'd spent a little bit of time up there with Bill Belichick with the Patriots, and he comes back. He becomes the offensive coordinator for his father, who's been 2 tight ends and fullback and I-back for so long. Say, look, we can spread things out and still eat up some clock. So maybe he's rubbing off on his old man.
Cyclones, of course, got the football. They got 1 play in, a first down pass to Deshaunte Jones before the weather delay began. And then we had to wait it out here for 49 minutes. So how did these guys stay ready? Let's go down to the field. Sarah Kustok. Sarah.
I got to tell you guys, Brian and Robert, we're down here as everyone's blaming it on you two. They heard you had a weather delay last weekend as well. But I got a chance to talk to Iowa State's offensive coordinator, John Haycock, who has been in this for a long time, seen a little bit of everything. And he said, we told the guys last night, something crazy is going to happen. We need to find a way to keep our focus. And he said, this is it. We didn't watch film, got back to the whiteboard, though, got back to our game principles, our strategies, what went right, what went wrong in that first half of a quarter that they played. And he said, we just need to make sure that we understand both teams had to do this, get loose, get ready, refocus, and get back on the field.
Okay, Sarah, thank you. There's Coach Haycock right now. 30 seconds left in this delay. There's Brock Purdy warming up, sophomore, 8-2 as a starter in his career. And you look at that completion percentage, it is 6th best among all active FBS quarterbacks.
It is an impressive number. Of course, I don't want to take anything away from the young man. And they really don't drive the ball down the field a ton. And against that, in that opener against Northern Iowa dropped 8 into coverage quite a bit. And so a lot of short passes, a lot of swing passes, using throws out of the backfield to kind of replace some of the runs. So maybe we'll see some of that today. But I think, again, because Iowa has some new faces, new young faces, a freshman and a sophomore in the secondary, maybe some shots downfield.
Sheldon Croney in the backfield as we're back underway after that 49-minute delay. Under pressure throws, snagged out of the air by Tariq Milton. He snatched that one. Another first down for the Cyclones.
Nice job by Milton right there, getting that thing out. It looked like a screen the way that the Iowa defensive line busted through. Nice job by Purdy getting that ball out under control, a little bit high, but still a very nice throw.
Johnny Lane gets the carry up the middle. Hit by Geno Stone, driven backwards. They're going to credit him with 7 yards on that carry. He's to the Cyclone 45.
You heard those guys back in the studio talking about it. I think especially on the defensive side of the ball, it's a game of intensity. You got to play with controlled fury. You're not necessarily seeing that out of Iowa right now.
Swings it out the lane. Slips a tackle. First down for the Cyclones. 49-yard line. 4-yard pickup.
We just talked about this. Just swing that ball out. Kind of extended handoff there. Lang does a nice job getting upfield, making Neiman miss on the outside. They're moving the ball.
Another swing out. Deshaunte Jones throws it. He's got a man wide open. LaMichael Petway. Touchdown. Iowa State, 51 yards. chance to design some trickery.
I got a feeling that trickery has been in there for quite some time. Again, trying to take advantage of some young faces in that secondary. You give them a look that they've seen on film hundreds of times. You go with the same formation, you go with the same motion, you throw the ball to the player they expect. The secondary reacts coming up to stop the run, and you throw it behind them.
Connor Asali nails it. You know, the Hawkeyes have got about 4 DBs out injured in this game, and they were exposed here as LaMichael Petway, the grad transfer from Arkansas, puts the Cyclones on top, 7-3. Seven to 3 our score here in Ames. Cyclones hit the Hawkeyes with the double pass and a touchdown to Michael Petway. 5 plays, 86 yards. They do it in a minute 49. DeShante Jones, that was his second career pass attempt, his first touchdown pass. Peyton Paddock, he's going to kick things away. Amir Smith-Marset back deep for the Hawkeyes as the sun comes out here in Ames. Marset from his own goal line. Oh, he's dropped at the 12. Landon Akers makes the stop. Another look at the double pass here, Robert.
And you have to know your responsibilities of the defense. Remember, number 12, DJ Johnson, the cornerback, he's just a freshman. And it's not always your responsibility to make the tackle on a play. You can see Johnson biting up here. It's his job to cover number 1. He has got to stay in coverage, let run support handle making the tackle on that play. That wasn't Johnson's responsibility. He needed to stay in coverage, stay on his man. And
keep in mind, Johnson's got the start over Hankins, Matt Hankins, who had a hamstring injury. Kai Sargent, straight up the gut.
That's something defensive coordinator Phil Parker talked about a lot. He said eye discipline wasn't for them right there.
We told you, 4 defensive backs out. Tavon Merriweather, Julius Brents, Riley Moss, Matt Hankins. 2nd and 4. Trips up top. Stanley looking in and out of the hands of Smith-Marset. Mike Rose was right with him.
Boy, dangerous right there with the high throw and the deflection. Almost could have been pick 6. So important really for Iowa now to answer, because this place is in an absolute fury right now. Try and calm them down, get a good first down. Only had 4 yards left. Now you got to try and convert. 3rd and manageable right here.
Brandon Smith at the bottom of your screen. Stanley pass, batted at the line of scrimmage. Jaquan Bailey. Leaped up, got a paw on it.
And you see him right there. Bailey knows that he's not going to have an opportunity to get in there to make that sack. Tied for the all-time sack lead here at Iowa State. Very smart play, though. Watching Nate Stanley the entire time. As soon as he goes to throw the ball, jumps up, gets his hands up, knocks it down.
Punt by Michael Sleep Dalton. Milton with the fair catch. At his own 33, 48-yard kick. 7-3 our score here in Ames.
So I met up with some friends at the edge of the net.
Cy-Hawk rivalry game. You know, these two institutions first met in 1894, played every year until the mid-30s, and that's when the bad blood spilled over. They went about 40 years and didn't play at all. Then took some legislation, some backroom negotiating, and finally they resumed everything in 1977. Played every year since. Iowa's won the last 4. Matt Campbell and the Cyclones looking for their first win, or he's looking for his first win against Iowa. 1st and 10. Purdy keeps it. Left side. Pushed out of bounds right at the first down marker.
Iowa State is winning the physicality battle in this one. Now look, we got a little bit of zone read action there. Not always easy to follow the ball, but they are getting off of the ball. They are recreating the line of scrimmage, and they are blocking downfield. It's an excellent block on that play by the tight end Chase Allen, leading Brock Purdy down the field.
You know, Iowa gave up just 41 yards passing last week to Rutgers. They've already given up 79 to the Cyclone. And Purdy's looking for more. And he's going deep. Throws it up. Knocked away. He's looking for Deshaunte Jones. DJ Johnson was right there with him.
Going after the young freshman again. Who's in there because of the injury to Hankins. He gets behind Johnson right there. Johnson does a really nice job, though. When you get what's called out of phase, meaning that you're not even with the receiver, don't look back for the ball. Try and catch up to the receiver. He does that on the play. And then as soon as the receiver's hands go up, then try and knock it down.
That was the first incompletion for Brock Purdy. He's got trips at the top of your screen. Throws in over the middle. And that one's complete to Jones. In Hawkeye territory, that's a 17-yard pickup.
Again, Jones last week, 14 receptions. Does a nice job sitting down in the soft spot of that defense. About 14 yards downfield.
Here's Brees Hall. Crab. Chauncey Golston. He may have even lost a yard off of that.
Epinesa gets a lot of attention from Golston. Great player in his own right. Some solid defensive ends. They must be getting a little bit gassed right here, though. They needed to stop there.
Epinesa at the bottom of your screen at defensive end number 94. That pass, Petway makes the catch. He had the touchdown catch in this game. Pick up a 4. Cyclones looking at 3rd down and 6. Purdy under pressure by Epinesa. Flushed. Keeps it. And picks up a couple. DJ Johnson forced him out of bounds.
Hey, DJ Johnson atoning for the mistake on the touchdown on the double pass. Does a really nice job getting up and making the tackle on this one. Maybe a little bit of holding on the edge there, but not easy to do. The open field tackle right there by the freshman Johnson.
How about this 4th down? Cyclones going to go for it. They got 4 wide. Brees Hall, the freshman, in the backfield. And we got a flag.
Full start. Offense. Number 52. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
That's on the redshirt freshman, Trevor Downing.
Oh, that changes the calculation right there. Probably going to be sending the punt unit out. We saw the quick kick last week with Washington using Jacob Eason. Thought we might see that there. Thought they could be just trying to draw the Hawkeyes offside, but hey, they want to win this game. As we mentioned, they've lost 4 straight in this one. We'd love to get the victory here at home for the Cy-Hawk trophy.
First punt of the game, Joel Rivera. And it goes into the end zone. Well, up next on FS1, Northern Illinois takes on the Cornhuskers, Nebraska, and then at 8 Eastern, it's a primetime showdown as Jalen Hurts leads number 5 Oklahoma against UCLA on Fox or on the Fox Sports app. And how good is Jalen Hurts looking?
Man, 2 straight Heisman Trophy winners there at Oklahoma, maybe have their 3rd in Nebraska. Can they bounce back? Up 17-0 a week ago against Colorado. Allow Colorado to come back and win that one. And congrats to Air Force today, beating that hot Colorado team, coached by Mel Tucker, who I played against in Cleveland way back in the 80s.
Here's 1st and 10 for the Hawkeyes. Torrin Young gets the carry, cuts back, pounds his way. He's about a yard shy of a 1st down, pickup of 9.
I like the way that Torrin Young got vertical on this play. A lot of space on the backside of the defense opened up, but he stayed nice and tight to his blockers, got vertical as soon as he could. He's got some nice positive yardage.
From the eye. Young again. Hit. Right at the line of scrimmage. Bobby McMillan came firing through.
You see, going traditional eye back here with a 3-man front, you think that you're going to get a numbers advantage. But Spears did a great job getting in on that one, along with Bobby McMillan flying in, slicing in, making a tackle. Great job from this Iowa State defense. You can see they're playing with a lot of intensity right now.
3rd and 1. 3 tight ends for the Hawkeyes. They give it to the fullback. Brady Ross. That's good enough for a 1st down.
That's right, fullback. Not tight end, a fullback. We don't have those a lot in college football right now. You can see Ross not actually elevating much on that play. That's not why he's there. you gotta hand that thing to those fullbacks every now and then, because you know you're going to be sending them in on some sort of ISO play. You know, go run into a brick wall at full speed. Okay, coach, I'll do that. Just throw me a bone every now and then.
Well, we played 1 quarter here at Jack Trice Stadium. 7-3 is our score. Cyclones on top of the Hawkeyes. At a sold-out Jack Trice Stadium here in Ames. We played 1 quarter, beginning the 2nd quarter of play. We take a look at the stats. Hawkeyes have had it a lot longer. In fact, they're 4th in the nation when it comes to time of possession. And they've got the rock right down. Stanley. Back to pass. Over the middle, complete. Reganey, 1st down. Puts his head down. Picks up 18 for the Hawkeyes. Anthony Johnson makes the stop.
Nice job by Reganey, but a nice job by Young in the backfield as well with the block. Brought the blitz off of the slot. Stanley had some time to find Reganey underneath. Nice job, nice pickup.
Hawkeyes at their own 49. High formation. Play fake to Young, under pressure, Stanley throws it. He was looking for Tyron Tracy, double covered.
This has been the knock on Nate Stanley. He's had a lot of NFL attention, maybe not as much attention among college football media, but the knock on him is that he's been inaccurate on the long ball. You can see it right there. Just put a little bit too much on it. I guess in his defense, if you're going to miss a throw like that, you do want to miss it long, so at least it doesn't get intercepted.
5 of 11 for 58 yards. Started 3 for 4. He's gone just 2 of 7 since. And think we got a false start here.
A little movement in the slot.
By the way, I got to mention it, Robert. Again, we had to remove some of our cameramen. They had another lightning strike.
Offense, number 68, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
So we're down to just one camera.
This is it, huh?
What's the saying? Say, don't kill the messenger. I'm just...
Come on, Darren, our man Darren here, he can go down. He can take one of those cameras. Don't they have lightning protective gear?
From the I formation this time. Sargent, the tailback. Pressure. They throw the screen to Sargent. Cross midfield and pushed out of bounds. Brent Eisworth came firing up.
Boy, a perfect call there by offensive coordinator Brian Ferentz. Lawrence Wright came flying off of the edge on that play. But they had the perfect call, the screen to the place vacated by White. Perfect call for that blitz.
3rd and 9 from midfield. Stanley under pressure, spins out across the middle, too high. He was looking for Nico Reganey.
Dangerous throw right there. Does a nice job escaping. You know, my man Matt Leinart always tells me that they told him not to pull up in that area off the tackle box. You got somebody pursuing you a lot of times. Stanley fortunate that he didn't have somebody there and he didn't get that one picked off the deflection.
Second consecutive punt after that opening drive. Field goal by the Hawkeyes. 67th meeting between these two programs. 7-3 our score here in the second quarter. Well, while you were away, they made the announcement we're in another weather delay. As I told you during that last series, there was a lightning strike within 8 miles here of the stadium. This is a live look of what it looks like here right outside Jack Trice Stadium. So they have just pulled both teams off the field. We had a 49-minute weather delay because of lightning and rain in the first quarter after playing about 7 minutes. We just had here another one here at the beginning of the second quarter after about 1:30 of play. So with that, we're going to go back to Los Angeles. And
get us some nuggets, Mike. Get us some nuggets.
Hey, because Robert Swift, I'm starting to think it's you guys, to be quite honest with you, because didn't they have like a 2.5-hour delay last week?
Yeah, this is crazy. I've never seen 2 weather delays in a football game.
Well, you see your first today. This is the second one. Once again, as B. Cuss told you, the first one took 49 minutes.
Mike Thrill-Hill, thank you very much, and welcome back to Ames, Iowa, Jack Trice Stadium, the Cy-Hawk rivalry game as we're getting ready to resume play here in the second quarter after a 2-hour and 6-minute weather delay, our second of this game. In fact, we've had more weather delays than we've had touchdowns scored in this football game. Brian Custer alongside Robert Smith.
We've had more delays in the last 2 weeks than we've had airtime.
You're right about that. Sarah Kustak's with us as well. So both teams now basically have had the football 3 times. Hawkeyes have had it 3 times. They've managed a field goal. This will be the 3rd offensive possession coming up here for the Cyclones. They've managed 1 touchdown. Let's recap. Robert, and take us through what we've seen so far.
Yeah, well, Nate Stanley in this Iowa offense really got going early. It was a great drive, 65 yards, 8 up 7 minutes. You can see Nate Stanley at the end of the drive here getting that position for the field goal. This was a great call by the offensive coordinator from Iowa State.
Due to weather moving into the area,
There's the
we have
delay.
a lightning
That was
delay.
not the call from Tom Manning right there. This was it right here. Deshaunte Jones, double pass. LaMichael Petway taking advantage of the young cornerback that was in there for injury for Iowa. Really nice call right there. And then more rain. Another delay. I got it right that time.
You did get it right. 2 hours and 6 minutes was that weather delay that we've just wrapped up. So how did these teams, for the second time, get ready to play football? Let's go down to the field. Our Sarah Kusta.
Well, Ryan, it was a similar story really for both sides. They said it was a lot of conversation, pumping some music, wanting to make sure the guys stayed loose but also focused, ate some sandwiches, got some food in them. So they seem ready. And the Iowa State side of things, the staff said that we have been here before, very familiar with this, and that was evident in watching the student section because they did not leave the stadium for 1 second. They were out in the rain, they cheered in the sun. It has certainly been a pleasant sight to see now that we have some gorgeous weather here at Ames.
You're right about that. Hey, these Cyclones are diehards. He's right. That student section, they stood out in the driving rain the entire time.
Well, no, not the entire time. Remember, they did leave their seats briefly to go run down onto the field until security told them to get off the field. That was the only time that that section left their seats. And then there were people sliding down the hills. I mean, those, you know, it's kids, man. They were having fun.
So if you're the Hawkeyes, should your antennas be up? Because the last time we had a weather delay, you fell for the banana in the tailpipe, and the Cyclones came out and hit you with the double pass.
Hey, know your responsibility. I think that's all it comes down to. And no matter what it is that they run, certain players have certain responsibilities on certain plays. And again, you're talking about a young player, Johnson, there at cornerback, in because of the injury to Hankins in the secondary. Just got his eyes up on the run when he didn't have run support. The safety was there for that. He needed to stay on the receiver. He didn't.
Sheldon Croney, the senior, beside Brock Purdy. As we begin the second quarter here in Ames. Purdy rolling, throwing as Petway. And knocked out of bounds. Pickup of 7. Cyclones trying to knock off the Hawkeyes here in Ames for the first time since 2011 and looking to beat a ranked Hawkeye squad for the first time since 2005. Purdy keeps it. Keeper. Kristen Welch brings him down, but not before Purdy picks up 8.
Well, we talked during the first delay about emotion and how important it is to play in this game of football, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And after that first break, Iowa defense didn't look as physical. They looked a little bit flat. It looked the same way right now. Credit Tom Manning, the offensive coordinator for Iowa State, doing a nice job changing up formations, doing a lot of shifts. But Iowa doesn't
swing it out to Jones. Maybe picked up a yard there. You like what you've seen out of Brock Purdy so far? Remember, against Northern Iowa, there was a lot of talk here in Ames, like why was he just in the pocket? Purdy seems to be more effective when he's on the move, and we've seen that thus far.
Yeah, and that's what the offensive coordinator Tom Manning had said. You're going to go ahead and get him onto the edges a little bit, let him air out the ball downfield. Now, it's Deshaunte Jones that took the shot downfield. We might see it from Purdy here at some point.
7 of 8 is Purdy. And it's a first down. Charlie Kohler, the tight end.
A really nice job here. Purdy is just so poised. The true sophomore sitting in there. Offensive line did a great job with the protection. Iowa has got to come up with a way to get some pressure into that backfield.
Watch here, trickeration again. Jones, and he's brought down. He was looking to throw it. 3-yard loss.
Welsh with the tackle.
Might have had a chance for Johnny Lang coming out of the backfield from the backside on this one. Iowa defense was ready that time.
And here's Tom Manning, the offensive coordinator for the Cyclones.
We said we want to go fast, we want to change personnel, give different looks. He's done all three of those today.
Purdy, plenty of time, takes off with the football. Falls down in Hawkeye territory. Austin Schulte with the stop.
We're just not seeing the pressure. Again, with their four-man front, Iowa not really able to get home. And that's allowed Purdy all kinds of time to sit back there and find receivers sitting down in the soft spots of the Iowa defense.
Doing a good job keeping two guys on that Panessa. Swings that one out. Crony met right at midfield. Monty Jones, one of the Hawkeyes who delivered the first hit. Fourth down for the Cyclones.
Good way to stiffen right there for that Iowa defense. It's exactly what they needed. Kind of just shake off the rust from this second delay in the game as well. It's one thing to get your emotions up at the beginning of a game. It's another after one delay, two delays like that. Kind of uncharted territory.
Rivera in to punt things away for the Cyclones. Nico Reganey standing at his own 10. Good punt. And down at the 4-yard line. 44-yard punt by Joel Rivera. Hawkeye football when we come back. Time now for the Volkswagen Drive Bigger moment of the game. You know, Iowa State, great annual tradition. They call it Victory Day. They help over 60 kids with disabilities live out their dreams. They compete in drills. They score touchdowns here at Jack Trice Stadium. And players, coaches, the cheerleaders, the entire band, they all participate. Kids get to take handoffs from the players and run against Cyclone defenders. Matt Campbell, he brought all this here to Iowa State. It was something he brought from his days at Toledo. Second quarter, first down, handoff, Young bounces off, picks up maybe a couple. Eisworth is there. Lawrence White as well.
Nice tough run there by Young.
Hawkeyes, field goal in their first offensive possession, a couple of punts. This is the fourth.
What I was going to say there, these are tough defenses to manufacture explosive plays by scheme. It's got to be a player rising up, stepping out of a tackle, making a guy miss, just doing something special. And that's what rivalry games are really about.
From the gun, Stanley swings it out. Sargent puts his head down. He's maybe a yard shy of a first down. Eisworth makes the stop.
6 touchdowns, no interceptions on the season. Nate Stanley not trying to force the ball downfield. See Sargent out there in the flat. Go ahead and get it out to him. Never go broke, taking a profit, as Brian Billick, the former offensive coordinator, used to say.
Hawkeyes 4 of 7 on third down. Looking at 3rd and 1 from the eye. Play fake, Stanley, pressure, sacked! Anthony Johnson, the sophomore out of St. Petersburg, Florida.
Johnson gets free, just total surprise to Stanley, who was trying to carry out the fake. You're Nate Stanley, though. You have to know where your protection is and where the weakness in the protection is. When you have your back to the defense like that on a blind fake, you have to be especially aware.
Cyclones should have a short field here as Michael Sleep Dalton had to punt it away. And a 57-yarder against Rutgers last week. Fair catch called for. And the Cyclones will start from their own 48, 46-yard punt. FS1 College Football is sponsored by Volkswagen. Drive something bigger than yourself. Second quarter, Cy-Hawk rivalry game, 7-3. Iowa State on top. If you're looking for that Northern Illinois-Nebraska game, all you got to do is tune into the Fox Business Network. You can also see that game streaming live on the Fox Sports app.
Got Johnson, the freshman, isolated with Milton on the right side of the formation here. Take a shot, play action.
With the name Nwangu, that pass complete to Petway. He's across midfield, 3-yard pickup.
Smartly, Phil Parker, the defensive coordinator, not leaving his young freshman out there in man-to-man coverage, though, letting him sit back in his own.
There's Coach Parker. 2nd and 7. Purdy gets the play from the sideline. Over the middle, crossing route. The tight end. That's Dylan Sainer. Or Kohler, excuse me, Charlie Kohler with the catch. 5-yard pickup.
Kohler does a nice job stepping over the tackle there. But you got to try and get upfield as soon as you can, not be horizontal.
3rd and 2. The middle, breaking tackles. Finally brought down at the 32. Jack Kerner made the stop. 11-yard pickup by the redshirt junior.
A lot of chasing, not a lot of physical converging on the ball from Iowa.
Quickly to Milton on the outside. Another 3-yard pickup.
It's tough enough to keep your intensity up here in the booth, right? I mean, for a defense, it just requires so much emotion to play. And even after that first break, I'm not making excuses for Iowa defensively, but they just got to step it up. This is a rivalry game. You got to bring it.
5 seconds on the play clock. Purdy keeps it. And it's loose. Let's see if Kerner came up with it for the Hawkeyes. Looked like that was right at the same time. Kerner came up with it.
And Geno Stone does a great job here. You see him coming in for the tackle and just boop, pops that ball right out.
The previous play is under further review. The ruling on the field was that the ball carrier fumbled the ball and it was recovered by the defense.
Great thing is we have Dean Blandino with us, but here's a great thing. The interesting thing is he reached in, Geno Stone reached in as his knee was hitting that ground. So that's going to be an interesting way to see how they determine which way this one's going to go. Let's bring in our rules expert, Dean Blandino from Los Angeles. All right, Dean, I know you took a look at it. Is this a fumble or what?
This is a fumble. You know, they're looking at that knee, and they're going to find the knee. When does it hit, and then where is the ball at that point? Is it starting to come loose? This is a great look here. Watch the ball start to come loose just before that knee touches. I think this was a good call on the field. Recovery by the defense. I don't see anything to change this from a fumble to down by rule.
All right, Dean. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a fumble. Official.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. The ball was fumbled and recovered by Iowa. First down.
So the first turnover goes to the Hawkeyes. And one of the things that Coach Campbell told us, no turnovers.
Well, Iowa hasn't turned the ball over in this series.
Since 2015.
Since 2015. And Purdy, we see this so many times. Guys fighting for extra yardage, lose those pressure points on the football, get just a little bit lax with your ball security, and great defenders, well-coached defenders like you have at Iowa, are going to punch that thing out.
And could this be a turning point? We'll see. Stanley throws to the outside. Marset finally driven out of bounds.
Long throw right there. It's one those NFL scouts love to see. Those wide hashes in college football. Can he get the ball outside the numbers with some authority? And you saw that there from Stanley. Nice job.
8-yard pickup. This is Mekhi Sargent, and he is met by Jaquan Bailey. Give him one. Third down and 1. Hawkeyes 50% on third down, 4 of 8. Stanley will keep it, and they'll move the chains.
Well, I'm really surprised that Iowa State, we talked about how different this defense is. It's a standard 3-man front. When you're in a short yardage situation like that, that they didn't change the defense, because you've got 3 men down against 5 blockers, a quarterback sneak. Clearly the call you'd expect in a situation like that. Surprised they didn't go to a 4-man or more front to try and stop that one.
And Hawkeye offensive line, some big boys. Most of them over 300 pounds. Sargent, the carry, left side. He's got an opening. Mekhi Sargent is loose and across midfield. Greg Eisworth stopped him, but not before Sargent picked up 22.
Brian Ferentz talked about the importance of explosive plays and the percentage of drives that end up in touchdowns with and without explosive plays. We talked about this is what you need to do. From a scheme standpoint, nothing special there. Sargent's just got to make a play, and you see he's stepping through tackles, making big plays. He understands the importance here.
And they'll give him the rock again. Right side. And Marcel Spears Jr. said, no way. Ray Lima there as well.
Yeah, Lima came to clean that one up. He said, no, we're not going to have it this way. They do a great job of taking on blockers, standing them up, and just throwing them away. Really, they're extremely well coached. It's one thing to get people in the right position. It's another thing to have them know how to physically handle the person lined up over them.
Stanley drives it downfield to Brandon Smith. That's a first down for the Hawkeyes. A 12-yard pickup.
Excellent timing on this route, on this throw. This is something they're working on in practice, I'm sure, all the time. Stanley doesn't even wait for his receiver to turn around and delivers that ball perfectly and locates it exactly where it needs to go to give Smith the best chance to catch it as soon as he turns around.
Under 2 minutes until the half. Torin Young maybe lost the yard. Marcel Spears once again on the tackle. They'll mark it right at the line of scrimmage. So it's 2nd and 10 from the Cyclone 35. Minute 20 until the half. Keep in mind the Cyclones will get the football at the beginning of the second half. 8th play. Here, this drive. Stanley. Complete. Regaining. Slips the tackle. Inside the 37-yard pickup. Under a minute left until the half. Third down for the Hawkeyes. Plenty of time. Regaining makes the catch. He's got a first down. 20 seconds. And we got a timeout call by the Hawkeyes. They've got 2 more.
Charge timeout. Iowa.
Great call there. Getting a big first down as we head towards halftime.
20 minutes, 20 seconds, I should say, until the half. And at the half, the State Farm halftime show is coming up. My man, Mike Thrill Hill, Brady Quinn, Reggie Bush.
Yeah, they thought, hey, it'll be easy being in studio for games. Brady's like, yeah, it's great being in studio until this happens. They got a tap dance.
9th play or 10th play of this drive. They've gone 9 plays, 57 yards after the turnover. Brandon Smith at the bottom of your screen. Stanley looks, gets it to Smith. He's brought down. Michi Walker with the stop. Another timeout by Iowa.
Timeout, Iowa. Their second. It will be a 30-second timeout.
So Nate Stanley now 12 of 19 for 100 yards passing. And you know, Coach Ferentz, during our talk, he was talking about he doesn't understand why most of the nation isn't talking about Nate Stanley for everything that he's accomplished, especially in his career. Go down in program history as just the second 3-year team captain.
Yeah, and we know how lit Iowa is. Maybe everybody out there hadn't been here for a game either at Iowa State or Iowa doesn't know how lit it can be here in Iowa. But I think seriously, that's part of the problem. It's just that it's an offense that's been a heavy set, multiple tight end for so many years, doesn't put up the huge numbers, and they're not promoting him that way. But hey, the NFL scouts are coming in. They're taking a look at him. They know what he's capable of doing, and I'm sure he just wants to win. And of course, if he ends up going to the NFL, better to be underrated than underpaid, right?
5 for 5 on this drive. Let's see if they take a shot here. Weeding and Smith are usually the guys they look for. Stanley to the outside. That's Ivory Kelly Martin. And Michi Walker pushes him out of bounds. Couple of seconds. And Coach Ferentz gets that timeout with a second left.
30-second timeout.
And they'll set up the field goal. Don't forget the State Farm halftime show. Mike Hill, Brady Quinn, Reggie Bush. Fellas, all of them are standing by, and because of the weather delay, we will not have a 20-minute halftime. They're cutting it down to 17 minutes.
Hey, that 3 minutes probably seem a lot faster, but with all the time that they spend in the locker room, I'm sure the players aren't going to be too upset about that. And you play just under a quarter, and then you have to go in there and take another halftime. They want to get back out here and play. They're tired of being in. They're tired of seeing each other in that locker room. They want to come out here and hit somebody.
We got a discussion here on the field with our officials. Dan Capron will tell us what it's all about.
The clock is good at 1 second.
Fans none too happy. It's confirming what they already knew. Yeah, it's 1 second.
Duncan already 1 for 1 today, looking to stay perfect. And drills that one through. 7-6 now. Our score as we go to the half. Cyclones will have the football when we come back. The State Farm halftime show. Mike, Brady, Reggie, they're coming up right after this quick break. Seventh meeting of the Cy-Hawk rivalry. 19th ranked Iowa taking on the Iowa State Cyclones. Brian Custer alongside Robert Smith. Sarah Kustok is with us as well. So far, when you look back on the first half, Robert, story of the game has been a turnover and one big play.
That's the nature of football, though, and that's why we love it so much, because it's really the ultimate team sport, and most of the games come down to 2 or 3 plays. You don't know beforehand which 2 or 3 plays it's going to be. A great call right here, Deshaunte Jones, the double pass to the Arkansas transfer, Petway. It's guys rising up, making one big play, but it could be one big mistake as well, and we saw the fumble here from Purdy. And remember, Iowa has not turned the ball over in this game, in this series game, since 2015. They've done an excellent job taking care of the football, and you can see they're playing Iowa football in this first half. They are trying to possess the football, make the most out of each possession. They haven't really done that because they've only come away with a field goal on each possession, but they have done a great job with the time of possession. You can see right there, close to doubling up Iowa State.
Well, they are 4th in the country when it comes to time of possession. They have the huge lead there. Iowa State has certainly got to get the running game going. Caleb Shudak will kick things away to Johnny Lang. Lang from his own end zone. Across the 20. Let's go down to the field. Sarah Kustok. What you got, Kus?
Got a chance to catch up with both coaches. Let's start with Iowa head coach Kirk Ferentz, who, when talking about the delays, he said it's hard to prepare for things like that, but liked the way his team responded in forcing the fumble. He said it's just playing good team play. They knew what to expect out of this Iowa State defense. Now it's just about making reads, making plays. As for Matt Campbell, the word was aggressive. Aggressive in their tackles. These field conditions are unique, and aggressive in looking to make plays and move the ball, but it was all about taking care of the ball. He knows how important ball protection has been in this series, and it needs to be again tonight.
And Nwangu gets the carry. Brought down by Chauncey Golston. And for Nwangu, just his second carry. Brock Purdy, he's carried most for the Cyclones. He's got 5 of them. Basically, all the other backs have just 1 as you look at the numbers for the sophomore.
A lot of poise, really, for this young man, a true sophomore, his first time in this game. And you can see LaMichael Petway, the transfer from Arkansas, graduate transfer. 30 catches a year ago for Arkansas, coming here and making an impact.
Fake the pitch to Nwangu. Purdy over the middle. He's got a man wide open. Tariq Milton. He's got speed. Milton is going to go all the way 73 yards, and the Cyclones have struck again.
Confusion in the secondary here for Iowa. Good play design. Guys just get lost. Not able to keep up with Milton, the speedster. We'll break that play down a little bit more specifically.
Redshirt sophomore out of Cincinnati. Here's Connor Asali. boots it through. Offensive coordinator Tom Manning told us Tariq Milton can become our best outside threat. And he just showed us. Lightning has struck twice here in Ames.
I wondered how many times we were going to do that.
FS1 College Football is sponsored by Volkswagen. Drive something bigger than yourself. 14-6 here in Ames. Third quarter as the Cyclones start the second half with a big play thanks to the sophomore Tariq Milton. 73-yard touchdown. Pitch and catch. Peyton Paddock will kick things away to Amir Smith-Marset. This is Marset from his own 6. And across the 25. And once again, I think we got some confusion with the freshman.
And we've got some youth back here. Kerner at the safety spot is a sophomore, and then Johnson's a freshman. We're going to see some cross action here. And you've really got zone coverage. And Johnson would have the outside zone, but once a receiver gets to a certain depth, you have got to stay on that receiver. You can't really exchange at that point. You can see they both end up on the outside, and that allows Milton to go across the field with nobody covering.
Keep in mind, Johnson is starting for Matt Hankins, the junior, who's injured with a hamstring injury for the Hawkeyes in that secondary. Here's Stanley, back to throw. And almost intercepted by Mike Rose. Nate Stanley has thrown 99 pass attempts without an interception and almost threw his first.
Tries to get this ball into Reganey and just doesn't get enough air under it. Doesn't see that Rose is kind of angling underneath it. Poor decision there by Stanley.
Boy, this Hawk Cyclone crowd is loud. This is Brandon Smith. Leaps a man and almost gets to the first down marker. Keep in mind, this guy was a state champion in high school, a high jumper, jumped 6'6" in high school.
Just about jumped 6'6" right here and almost got slammed directly on his back by Rose. Always got to be careful when you get into the air. Know who's around you, because you lose all your power once your feet lose contact with the ground. But it worked out okay for him right there.
Smith's father ran track at Ole Miss. His mother ran track at Mississippi State. From the eye, they give it to Sargent. Oh, what a stick! And driven back. Bobby McMillan laid the wood for the Cyclones. And we got a weather alert as the siren blares here in Ames.
But again, watch Eisworth come up from that star position late on this one. Boom! Right there. That's what did it again. You have to be a different kind of secondary player. Again, Eisworth is a guy calling that defense and has to do a lot of the run fits up into the line of scrimmage. Great job there.
Third 3 and out for the Hawkeyes. Fair catch called by the Cyclones. This is a rivalry that dates all the way back to 1894. Hawkeyes have won 4 straight. Who's going to win it tonight? Welcome back. Jack Trice Stadium here in Ames. Cy-Hawk rivalry. Playing for that Cy-Hawk trophy. 14-6. Cyclones. Purdy. That one complete. Michael Petway with the catch and a first down, 18 yards.
Talked about the injuries in that secondary for Iowa. Tom Manning, the offensive coordinator for Iowa State, doing a really nice job of getting the ball towards those young players.
Milton. He had the touchdown catch, pushed out of bounds by Geno Stone. That's 6-yard pickup. Cyclones on a 7-game home win streak. That ties their best string in school history. Meanwhile, the Hawkeyes, well, they've won 9 straight non-conference games since their season opener back in 2017. So someone's streak's got an end. Purdy keeps it and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Kristen Welsh right there.
Iowa defense swarming that time. Makes it a little bit longer from a 3rd and 2 to about a 3rd and 3 plus. They've got to find a way to get some pressure, to get the ball out of Purdy's hands quicker. They're just not getting home along that defensive front.
A.J. Epinesa at the top of your screen at defensive end. That's pitch and catch. Kohler, the tight end. Another first down, 9-yard pickup.
And Kohler just finds that soft spot again. And that's Iowa secondary again. You've got young players back there. And this Kerner, the safety, now he had to come in because Merriweather got hurt at practice a couple weeks ago. He had to play last week, but still just looks a little bit slow to pick up receivers in his zone.
Longer up the middle. First down. Hawkeye territory. Epinesa trips him up. 15-yard pickup for the Cyclones.
Wangu's got some burst. The youngster.
You can see what the Cyclones did. We said at the beginning of the second half they got to pick it up with the running game, and Longo's got 29 yards rushing. Three seconds on the play clock. Nwongo gets the call again. Geno Stone meets him at the line of scrimmage. Give him 2 yards, though.
What about this Iowa State team? Matt Campbell obviously didn't get the result or the way that they wanted it in that first game. And by the way, credit to Brock Purdy, who had a game-saving fumble recovery that allowed them to win that first game. But then they get the bye week and they look so much more crisp. Don't forget the weapons that this team is missing from a year ago. David Montgomery, Hakeem Butler, both great players that are now in the NFL.
Purdy has completed 13 in a row. And that one's too high. As he overshoots Nwongo. Third and 8. Now Matt Campbell, what a job he's done with this program since 1920. Matt Campbell is just one of 2 coaches in school history to maintain an above 500 winning percentage. Says a lot of what he's done here for this program in just a short time. Fumble picked up by Purdy. He just throws it. And that could have been dangerous.
Wow, he got away with one there. Geno Stone right in the area and an opportunity. Purdy's got to know better on a play like that. You can't just throw this ball away, and does a nice job picking up the loose ball, but you can't just throw it anywhere.
He takes a hit afterwards. Keep in mind, Colin Olson is starting at center because their regular center, Alan Newell, is injured. And Olson is a converted defensive lineman.
Former walk-on. Great story.
Penalty flag has been thrown.
Regaining deep for Iowa.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
And they say Matt Campbell got no hobbies. Say it's just football and family. Football and family. And even when he's reading books about how to improve the mindset of his team. They've done a great job so far tonight.
Regaining calls for a fair catch. This one goes into the end zone. When we come back, Nate, he's got to be great. His Hawkeyes are down 14-6.
The Ohio State University Athletics Department would like to extend their appreciation to Decker Truck Line from Fort Dodge.
14-6, our score in this rivalry game. We take a look at the quarterback comparison. Consider this is the first time Brock Purdy has played in this rivalry game, and so far he has outdueled the senior Nate Stanley.
Looked as calm as can be. Just like that last decision on that previous throw. That's easy to say up here in the drive press box.
Here's Stanley. Plenty of time. Now pressure. Flushed. Throws. Complete. That's complete to Nate Wheating.
This is experience at the quarterback position when you're going to try and take a chance on something late in a play. Make sure it's in an area that's not near any defender. Nice job by Wheating there. They want to get him more involved in the offense.
First catch of the season for him, and this is tight end U here.
I was just getting ready to say, tight end U.
Swings that one out to Goodson, the freshman. Slips a tackle. Gets a first down and knocked out of bounds.
We can see why they're excited about Tyler Goodson. Seems like it was a week ago that we talked about him previously. They're a little surprised that they're able to get him in the state of Georgia. And they started the recruiting early with him, but he has got some burst. And you can just see guys that are just different. And when we went to the walkthrough preparing for the Miami, Ohio game, Goodson was one of those guys that just popped. He just moves differently. Obviously, he's young, but he's going to be doing a lot of great things in this program.
He remains in the football game. Play fake, blitz, off the edge, hit. Orion Vance tipped that one.
And they're going to have a little conference here, and they're probably, he wasn't outside the tackle box. They're going to call this grounding. Didn't get past the line of scrimmage anyway.
Intentional grounding. Offense. Although the quarterback was outside the pocket, he did not get the ball beyond the line of scrimmage. That's a loss of down at the spot of the foul and brings up second down.
So he did get outside of the tackle box, but doesn't get the ball past the line of scrimmage. So it is grounding. Tyler Linderbaum is really excited there at number 65. Like, wait a second. This is a fumble. I'm going to pick this thing up and get some yardage on this. Good call there, though.
Second down and a whole lot. They say 26. Split backs. Stanley. The screen. Goodson. And he is hit at the 20-yard line. Jake Hummel.
That's one of those plays you get to the line of the scrimmage as a running back. you know what they're calling out of the defense. Watch the screen, watch the draw. They do go with the screen there. With Goodson able to make the most out of it. But the Iowa State defense clearly ready for that one. And most teams are in that situation. Not a whole lot of plays as options on 2nd and 30.
Over the middle and caught. Amir Smith-Marset.
That play, that was an absolute laser from Nate Stanley. And you can see why NFL scouts are so excited. And he delivers that ball in a very tight window through the defenders. Didn't have a lot of air on that thing as well, so you know he had some power behind that one. He's got a very quick release, but the ball got there in an instant and barely dropped.
Needed
perfect delivery.
Needed 22, got 27. Here's Ivory Kelly. Martin running hard. And the junior is about a yard shy of a first down. Coming up on 5 minutes left here in the third quarter. This is Kelly Martin again, first down over that right side.
Two tights, or tight end, two backs, 21 personnel. You're going to go with your three-man front. We're going to go ahead and go a little bit bigger on you and then just run the football. People love going eye football because you get that fullback lined up in the back and it's balanced. You can attack the defense and get an extra blocker on either side of the ball.
8th play coming of this drive. From the eye, the freshman, Goodson, shakes. Gets it outside, he's got speed. Delivers the shoulder on Eisworth. 14-yard pickup by Tyler Goodson.
Little counter step here, and you just can't coach something like that. You can't coach that type of speed. Tyler Goodson does a great job there. Some nice blocking up front, but it's just the explosiveness, and guys just aren't ready when a running back is that much faster than everybody else.
Stanley looks over the middle. Brandon Smith had it and dropped it. Datron Young right with him.
Stanley got that ball where he needed to get it. Face mask height. Nice little post. Again, I hear the quarterback say it. I hear Klatt say it all the time. You know, if you're going to nitpick, not that I'm nitpicking, just a little bit high, but a nice throw right there.
You can see what
should have been caught.
Has done here. Marset, the jet sweep. Line of scrimmage, Eisworth the stop. 3rd and 10 for the Hawkeyes. From the Cyclones' 26-yard line. Iowa 2 of 5. Or 7 of 12. Check that on 3rd down. They converted 58% of them. Stanley. Pressure up the middle. Flips it. Goodson. And brought down by Eisworth. The junior out of Grand Prairie, Texas.
Eisworth, you can see him lined up here. And again, this is a player that has to do a lot from that star position. Sees Goodson coming out of the backfield, does a nice job taking the correct angle, even with Goodson's speed, not able to escape. Excellent form there by Eisworth to make the tackle.
Duncan's already made one from 25, from 40. This will be from 42. And it's good. He is perfect on the season and here tonight. 14-9 our score. 2 minutes in the third. Fourteen to 9 our score. 2 minutes 15 seconds left here in the third quarter. Hey, before those NFL games kick off tomorrow on Fox, download the Fox Sports Super 6 app and play Super 6 NFL Sunday for a chance to win $250,000 of some of that Terry Bradshaw money.
Man, I've been the biggest fan of Terry Bradshaw since I was a little kid. I told this story before. The first time he was at a game I was playing in the NFL, had to go over and say hello. He's a lot of fun to be around.
I'm a big fan of that $250 of his money. That's Johnny Lang. Got a flag on the play. That's sorted out.
During the return, illegal block in the back by the receiving team. That's half the distance to the goal, and it will be first down.
Let's get a game break in. Here's Amber Theo Harris. Okay, Amber, thank you very much. Matt Campbell, you know, in his Iowa State squad, they have beaten 5 ranked teams since 2017, trying to knock off a 19th ranked Hawkeye squad. Purdy, the give. Johnny Lang, tripped up by Geno Stone. May have lost the yard.
Phil Parker is changing his style of calls here. Coming with pressure, run blitzes, because you just can't let this Iowa State offense get comfortable.
Well, it's the worst field position they've seen today, so
it is.
You might as well get after it.
And he's trying to make it worse, making sure they don't get out of here. And of course, live by the sword, die by the sword. Sometimes you call those blitzes against the perfect offensive call. You have somebody out of position, can produce a big play.
2 seconds on the play clock. Purdy over the middle, crossing route. Deshante Jones. Hit by Geno Stone. Take a listen to this hit.
Fans not real happy on that one. I don't know if they saw it on the replay. It was helmet to helmet, not a defenseless player at that point.
3rd and 10. Under a minute. Purdy. That's incomplete.
Almost intercepted again. Going after Johnson, the freshman, but Kerner, sophomore safety, is in position on this play. See Kerner right there. Does a nice job watching the eyes of Purdy, breaking on that ball. Almost comes over and gets the pick.
First 3 and out of the season for the Cyclones. Joel Rivera will have to punt this one away from his own end zone. Nico Reganey standing at the Cyclone 40. He's got the sideline. Reganey forced out of bounds right before the 20. 15-yard pickup. by regaining. Listen, tomorrow we got a huge doubleheader on Fox. Early game, you got Zeke, the Cowboys, taking on the Redskins, and then it's America's Game of the Week. Drew Brees, those Saints, they faced Jared Goff and the Rams. The rematch of last year's NFC Championship game. All happens on Fox, the Fox Sports app. You can check your local listings.
Did you not mention the Vikings-Packers?
I'm talking about games on Fox, man. Tyler Goodson has checked in the backfield. 24 seconds left here in the third quarter. I formation. And it's Goodson. And tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. Anthony Johnson comes flying in. The sophomore once again out of St. Petersburg making a play.
Well, defensive coordinator John Haycock really had Johnson in the perfect place there. Try and go with the counter again with Tyler Goodson. Get him out the backside. Doesn't work. Nice call.
It's a rivalry game in the fourth quarter when we come back.
For each field goal, the Cyclones make the season longer.
Fourth quarter, 14-9. That's what they're playing for, the Cy Hawk Trophy. Stanley looking incomplete. He was throwing in the direction of Sean Byer. Greg Eisworth with the coverage. Consider this. 7 of the last 15 of these Cy Hawk Trophy games have been decided by one score going into the fourth quarter. And we got that once again. And for the Hawkeyes, you may say, why just 3 field goals? Well, inside the 30-yard line, Hawkeyes 14 plays, a total of just 16 yards. Ivory Kelly Martin in the backfield. Stanley rolls right. He's got plenty of room to run. And steps out of bounds at the 12-yard line. And the Hawkeyes are knocking on the door again. 14-yard pickup.
And taking advantage of the legs of Stanley here. We said it before. He's not a burner. Not going to make a lot of guys miss. See, he's so dangerous. He's got pretty good acceleration right there. Does a nice job recognizing that the coverage has their back turned. Backs turned. An opportunity to pick up the first down.
See if they take a shot. Ivory Kelly to the 10. Pickup of 2, Eisworth.
Eisworth again almost had an interception on the play before the Nate Stanley first down. And Brian Ferentz, the offensive coordinator, goes with the tendency breaker there. You line up in I formation. You get the fullback going one way and the back going the other way. And that a lot of times can get defenders out of position. See Eisworth right there. Such a great player, disciplined player, able to come up and make another stop.
Smith Marset at the top of your screen. Stanley keeps it. Hit. We're at the 6-yard line, about a yard shy of a first down. Jamal Johnson flushed him out.
They brought a corner blitz from that side. Stanley able to escape, and this is one of those. It's one of those thigh bruise kind of plays. Have been there before. Nate Stanley, he's hurting a little bit, but he's a player that understands the significance of this rivalry, and he wants to finish this thing out. No chance he's leaving this game with a thigh bruise.
3rd and 2 from the 6. Nate Weeding, your tight end at the top of your screen, along with Smith Marset. This is Kelly. He's got a first down and brought down at about the 1-yard line. The junior out of Illinois.
Nice job stepping through the traffic right there. And penetration can kill running plays. But when you got a guy like Martin that does such a nice job negotiating the traffic, not panicking, get tough yardage down here in the red zone.
Stanley keeping it and pushed by Brady Ross. And the Hawkeyes score their first touchdown of the night. 7 plays, 6 of them on the ground. And it looks like the Hawkeyes are going to go for 2. It's been 3 years since the Hawkeyes have converted a 2-point. Sargent in the backfield. Stanley rolls, pressure, throws, tipped, and nearly intercepted.
Stanley was feeling it.
Yeah, he should.
Thigh bruise or not, my man's excited about getting Iowa up in this game for the Cy Hawk Trophy.
FS1 College Football is sponsored by Volkswagen. Drive something bigger than yourself. 15-14 our score here in the 4th quarter. The Cy-Hawk rivalry game, 67th meeting between these 2 in-state rivals. Nate Stanley, 1-yard touchdown, plunge. Caleb Shudak, the kick. Johnny Lang, the touchback. Let's get a quick game break. Amber Theo Harris, what you got? Okay, Ann, thanks. Here comes Brock Purdy. His Cyclones down a point. Last time Cyclones have beaten a ranked Iowa squad, 2005. Flicks this one out to Deshaunte Jones. They call that one incomplete. The forward pass. You see the Cyclones have trailed in the 4th quarter here, their last 3 home games, but have pulled them all out. In fact, Cyclones on a 7-game home win streak. Purdy, pressure, spins out. He's going to throw downfield. He's got a guy, but it was short. Darren Wilson was open. Nick Neiman applied that pressure to Purdy.
And Ojemudia there on the back end of the defense, combining with Johnson on the coverage. But Purdy had a chance on this one. Just difficult going to your left as a quarterback, trying to throw with your right. Got to square your shoulders and still find a way to get those feet planted to get enough on the football to deliver that one.
Purdy again, the throw, caught this time by Wilson. And right there at the first down marker, Michael Ojemudia with the coverage.
Great throw there to the wide side of the field by Brock Purdy. You can see what kind of arm strength he has when his mechanics are correct. Get those feet planted. He can really deliver a great ball.
That's complete. Milton. DJ Johnson forces him out of bounds. Milton had that 73-yard touchdown catch. And now the Cyclones, little tempo here. Milton's got over 100 yards receiving. He's got 109, 5 catches. From their own 49. Over the middle, tight end, Kohler. First down and more. Jaimin Colbert with the stop, pick up a 15.
Kohler just sneaks across the formation, wide open. Just a coverage bust on that one. And Iowa on this drive, just way too much cushion, giving up these big chunk yardage. Credit to this Iowa State offense and offensive coordinator Tom Manning for making the play calls to hit those soft areas.
Purdy, Epinesa off the backside, flushes him.
Epinesa flushes Schulte, who's replacing Reif in this game, not able to tackle Purdy. You see there, just misses on the dive. Purdy able to get out of bounds.
Here's a look at what Epinesa did last season. 2nd and 6 here for Purdy. That's caught. Milton. Another first down. 7-yard pickup.
This Iowa State offense very content, saying to Iowa, if you're not going to stop it, you're going to give us this kind of cushion. We're going to keep hitting these soft throws.
Another quick one to the outside. And once again to Milton. 8-yard pickup. The Cyclones have entered the red zone. Tom Manning pulling out all the stops here offensively for Iowa State. Deshante Jones at the top of your screen. McGill, Mwangu. Tripped up at the 11, but it's a first down. 6-yard pickup.
As a defensive coordinator, this is the area of the field, of course, where the field gets compressed vertically, so you don't need to protect your guys as much over the top. You can be a little bit more comfortable getting your defenders up closer. You'd see Phil Parker on the sideline, hoping his guys are ready.
Purdy keeps it. A couple. Kerner, Schulte with the stop for Iowa. 2nd and 8.
Got Jones and Petway lined up on the same side as Johnson, the freshman. See if they're going to take a shot to Purdy's right.
11th play of this drive. That's Petway at the top of your screen. And Deshante Jones. He's looking back in the end zone to the tight end Kohler. Too high.
Just a little bit too high there. Geno Stone in coverage, but he wouldn't have had much of a chance if Brock...
Officials timeout for an injured player.
If Brock Purdy had the proper height on that one, but you can see underneath, Welch, the linebacker, really forced that throw to be as high as it was. He did a nice job being in position, forcing Purdy to get too much air on that ball.
Geno Stone is the injured Hawkeye, so he's going to have to come off. And keep in mind, Hawkeyes already got 4 DBs injured coming into this game. Third and 8. Will A.J. Epinesa and his Hawkeye defense rise up, get a stop? Cyclones trying to retake the lead.
Timeout.
They're going to call
Iowa
a timeout.
State.
We'll do one as well. Under 8 minutes left in this Cy-Hawk rivalry game.
So let's set the world on fire.
67th meeting of the Cy-Hawk rivalry. That's what they're playing for. The Cy-Hawk Trophy.
Doesn't get any better than this, man. This environment, the whole day, the way that it's been, all the fans around the stadium, and the fact that it's one of those trophy games. People that don't understand college football may think it's corny. I think it's the coolest thing in the world, man. It's what makes our sport special.
12th play of this drive. Cyclones can get a first down. Purdy pumps, throws the fade too high. He was looking for LaMichael Petway. A.J. Epinesa applied that pressure.
Boy, I like what Ojemudia did on the back end of that one. Like, I'm laying off of this. No chance you're going to get a flag on me on this one. See, he's in coverage there on Petway. That's experience for you right there.
This is Connor Asali from 26 yards out. The junior, Naperville, Illinois. He knocks it through. We got us a duel here in Ames. Purdy, Stanley. Hawkeyes football when we come back.
New starters for Iowa State or Iowa this year?
Nate Stanley, you're up next. 15-17 our score here in the fourth quarter. Hey, college basketball's almost here. Thanksgiving, we got a treat for you on FS1, the 2019 Continental Tire Las Vegas Invitational. You got Texas Tech, Iowa, Creighton, San Diego State. Tickets on sale at OrleansArena.com.
You called one of those with Jimmy?
All the time, me and Jim Jackson.
Buckeye, great.
Yes.
Basketball player, my man. We were there at Ohio State at the same time, trying to get some things done, both from the northern part of Ohio. Him from Toledo, me from Cleveland.
Touchback. As we take a look at our game summary. This game had 2 weather delays. One went for 49 minutes. The other one over 2 hours. So 2 hours, 55 minutes combined. See what Nate Stanley and Brock Purdy, the quarterbacks, have done. And big story is Drake Milton. 7 catches, 123 yards receiving, including a 73-yard touchdown catch. Big plays have been the story for Iowa State. Field goals for the Hawkeyes. The Hawkeyes, 10 of their last 12 plays have been on the ground. Kai Sargent. Play fake. Stanley rolls, throws. The receiver fell. He was looking for Smith Marset and fell down.
Nice job, Iowa State. Picking up receivers as they're crossing the field. It happens so many times on play action. You get your eyes going one way, looking for the run, and you trying to support. Then the receivers are coming across the field. And oftentimes as that quarterback turns around, usually one of those guys wide open, all of them covered up. Iowa State expecting that one.
From the eye. Sargent breaks a couple tackles, still churning the legs. Across the 30. Let's get a quick game break here. Here's Amber Theo Harris.
Mm. 1977. I was 5. There's the year Elvis died, and the year Star Wars came out.
How about you? How about you?
And Elvis never saw Star Wars. We can get back to that later.
Here's Stanley. Sargent, first down. Oh, nearly slipped. Bobby McMillan forces him out of bounds. We got upset alert here. Cyclones trying to knock off the 19th ranked Hawkeyes to be the first time since 2005 that a Cyclone squad has beaten a ranked Iowa football team.
We almost had a ranked versus ranked matchup in this one.
That would have been the first time ever.
Yeah, would have been the first ever on that one.
Sargent remains in. The throw, he's got a man open. Brandon Smith. Eisworth forces him out of bounds, but an 18-yard pickup by the Hawkeyes.
That play action again. Nate talked about this. Brian Ferentz thought that the opportunities downfield in that medium to deep range outside the numbers was the area where they thought that they could have some success against this Iowa State defense that in most ways very disciplined and stout.
Stanley again looking over the middle. Knocked away by Bayer. Lawrence White with the coverage. Bayer, he was going to the tight end.
White was the defender that got lost on that last play. Nice job covering up right there. Tried to get both tight ends up the seam that play. Change it up a little bit. You go outside the seam, outside the defense on the first play for the first down, and then try to go straight up the seam. Trying to mix things up.
Sargent, right side. Drop at about the 20. Marcel Spears Jr. tripped him up. 6-yard pickup.
Nice job sealing the edge on this one. Great job by that Iowa offensive line, especially at the right tackle spot.
3rd and 4. Coming up on 5 minutes left in this game. Hawkeyes are 10 of 16 on 3rd down. They've converted 63% of them. Here comes the pressure. Stanley throwing. Up top. He's knocked away. Almost intercepted. He was looking at Nico Reganey.
Just a little bit too much air on that one. He gives White an opportunity to get over and almost intercept that one. If he hits Reganey a few yards earlier on that one, doesn't get as much air underneath it, White doesn't have a chance to get over and knock that one away.
From 39 yards out, Duncan, he's been perfect. Knocks it through. And the Hawkeyes retake the lead. 1 point, under 5 minutes left. This is what they're playing for. The Cy Hawk Trophy. The finish when we come back. We got a 1-point game, under 5 minutes left. 67th meeting, Cy-Hawk rivalry. And Keith Duncan has been the story thus far. 4 for 4 when it comes to field goals. And it's the 3rd lead change of this quarter between these two in-state rivals.
I mean, could this day have ended any differently? This is just amazing.
Johnny Lang, the touchback. Cyclones will start from their own 25. Here comes Brock Purdy. 22 of 30. He's thrown for 248. 1 touchdown, no interceptions. He's run the ball 8 times for 39 yards and has 1 fumble. And will that 1 turnover be the difference? A.J. Epinesa has started to turn up the pressure. Purdy over the middle. Milton. First down. 21-yard pickup. Milton now 8 catches, 144 yards receiving. Career highs for him. Clock keeps on ticking. Nwangu. Left side. Cross midfield. Powers his way. 17-yard run. Knocked out of bounds at the Hawkeye 36.
Well, Nwangu's burst is just the difference. Again, when you have a back like that, that is that fast, the scheme of the defense can get them in the right place. Guys can just be a step too slow to make the tackle, and that's exactly what happened there. That's why they like having Nwangu back there. Provides a different look with that kind of speed.
We got a flag.
All 11 members of the offense were not set for a full second prior to the snap. By rule, this is a false start and a 5-yard penalty. It remaining first down.
3rd penalty on the Cyclones. They've been penalized for a total of 15 yards thus far in this game.
Precious penalties right there when you get this point of the game and driving down to what could potentially be a game-winning field goal.
Low snap. Throw. Caught. That's Kohler, the tight end. 7-yard pickups for the Cyclones.
Ochamudia, a nice tackle there. Physical corner. Comes up, makes a nice stop.
Cyclones have 2 timeouts left. Hawkeyes have 3. 3 minutes left in the game. Purdy cuffed it, slick. 3rd down coming, a loss of 5.
Like Purdy was going to try and keep this one, but Jaimin Colbert was in perfect position, had his eyes on Purdy the whole time. Even if Purdy had not slipped there, probably would not have gained any yardage, maybe even lost a yard or so.
So that pushes them back to the Hawkeye 39. 3rd down. Here comes pressure. Purdy throws. Almost intercepted, knocked away by DJ Johnson, but there's a flag.
Could be a roughing penalty where that flag is in that area.
This one will be crucial. Dan Capron.
Personal foul. Illegal hands to the face. Offense number 63. That penalty will be declined, and it brings up 4th down.
And how about the young freshman Johnson rising up and making a big play on this one? See the hands to the face, right in the middle. love seeing young players rise up, and of course Iowa State would have had the penalty anyway, and they could have accepted it if they had completed that pass. Johnson got burned early on the double pass to Petway. They've gone after him a number of times.
2 seconds. Yeah, I was going to say just 2 seconds on the play clock. They have to call a timeout.
They're first. It will be a 30-second timeout.
4th down will be coming for the Cyclones. Let's recap here. 2 weather delays and a couple of big plays by the Cyclones.
It sure looks bright there. You can see Deshaunte Jones gets the pass to Petway. Nice job there. Full on the Iowa defense. Nice pass here to Milton from Purdy. Then the kicking game for Iowa. But credit that Iowa State defense. They've done a great job when Iowa has gotten inside the 30. They've struggled defensively. It's not like they've just been making mistakes. Iowa State has come up with big defensive calls, and credit defensive coordinator John Haycock. He has called a great game. You talk about what makes great defense. Well, tell me how many yards you gave up. How'd you do on 3rd down? How'd you do in the red zone? And Iowa State has been great in the red zone. It's what has them in the game right now.
1-point lead for the Hawkeyes. 4th and 13 for the Cyclones. Purdy throwing up top, nearly and another flag by the freshman DJ Johnson.
Just a step early. A freshman again playing because Hankins, the normal starter, out with a hamstring injury, does a nice job breaking on this ball, but just makes contact.
On the play. Holding. Offense. Wow. Number 74. Pass interference. Defense. Number 12. The bus fouls will offset. Repeat 4th down.
Wow.
You talk about a sigh.
Well, if you're Iowa State, yes.
Well, I guess they both are. Because the game would have been over if it was just the hold.
Yep. And both teams with a sigh of relief here. We'll do it all over again. 4th and 13. 2 minutes. Hawkeyes trying to confuse that offensive line of the Cyclones. Milton at the top of your screen. DeJounte Jones in the slot. Purdy looking their way. And overthrows. And Jack Kerner just knocks it down. Hawkeyes will take possession of the football. The lead with 2 minutes left.
Really not many places to go, and certainly the Iowa defense was ready for it right there, and those 2 young players were there ready for that one. And see Coach Ferentz, longest tenured coach in all of college football, happy to greet his players on the sideline right there.
Well, these Hawkeyes have won 9 straight non-conference games since their 2017 season opener, looking to extend that streak. They've won 4 straight of these rivalry games against the Cyclones. Sargent, the carry. Cyclones have got 2 timeouts. And they're going to use one here.
Iowa State, their second. 30-second timeout.
Let's take a look at what the Hawkeyes have got coming up. Next week, Middle Tennessee State, and then they begin conference play with the Wolverines.
Should be an interesting game there, and I know a lot of the Michigan fans upset with the offense and the way that it's looked in the first 2 games. Josh Gaddis comes in to call plays for that offense this year. Have Shea Patterson already. You got a lot of talented wide receivers. It seemed like all the pieces were in place, but they've looked anything but impressive offensively. Exciting Big Ten slate of games coming up.
Here comes second down. Once again, Sargent. Give him one. Marcel Spears with the stop. And another timeout by the Cyclones.
Timeout, Iowa State. Their third and final.
We take a look at the Iowa State schedule. We're right back here next week, Robert.
Yes, we are.
They take on Louisiana Monroe. And then they begin some conference play. Baylor, TCU, West Virginia, Tech. This is what they're playing for, though. That's Cy Hawk Trophy, and this is what the Hawkeyes have taken back with them to Iowa City the past 4 years.
Not too long of a trip. 137 miles, I believe.
Yep.
You figured out last night, or somebody else figured out? Google figured out, whatever.
You know, if the Clones can get a stop, they could probably get the ball back with about a minute to play. Stanley rolling, throws, and knocked out of bounds is Weeding. He's pushed out. Lawrence White pushed him out. The Hawkeyes will punt things away. Here's Michael Sleep Dalton to punt things away. Deshaunte Jones standing back at his own 10. We got a flag. The delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still fourth down.
And you know, here's the thing. If you're Iowa, with that play here to the tight end, you get knocked out of bounds and go out of bounds. You cost your team about a good 25, 30 seconds. That's a play you definitely want to stay in bounds. You see Purdy warming up. And another flag. We get someone with a false start.
False start. Offense. Number 35. 5-yard penalty. Still fourth down.
Now the Hawkeyes self-destructing here. They're just backing themselves up, giving Iowa State better opportunity to have better field position.
Every yard counts on this one, and you have two returners back there because you don't want a ball hitting the ground. You want to try and get as much of the yards as you can on this return.
Jones and Milton standing back at their own 20. As he tried to field it. Yeah. Hawkeyes recover it. It's Devontae Young, and it looked like a Cyclone ran into his own man.
Well, I've been a returner, and when you're a returner and you see a short kick like that with a low trajectory, you do what most people do, what they call the beater call. And you got to let the guys know that the kick is short and that you're going to be coming up to field it so that they know to get out of the way.
Datrone Young ran into Deshaunte Jones. And the Hawkeyes recover it, and they're going to walk out of here with a victory. And for the 5th straight year, the Hawkeyes are going to claim the Cy Hawk Trophy. And I just remember Coach Ferentz telling us special teams, turnovers, and he said no dumb mistakes will win this football game. And you know what? We've just seen all 3 of these. Special teams with their kicking game, turnover. One of them went to Iowa State, and that one is a silly mistake.
Yeah, really a mistake that shouldn't happen, and who knows what would have happened if Iowa State had gotten the ball, if they would have been able to get it down the field. We'd love to see them have the opportunity, though, and just a play that's simple mechanics. Again, returners just got to alert the blocking team there, the punt or the return blocking team, that it's a short kick. But you have to be aware of that as one of those guys on that unit as well, and just know the situation in the game.
And we've said it a number of times. Coach Ferentz and his team have not turned the football over in this rivalry game since 2015. Cyclones, 2 turnovers here tonight.
-2 turnover ratio in games. Below 10% to win football games, especially when you're going against a talented team like Iowa. But credit to Iowa State, they fought the whole way in this game. Didn't look rattled. We obviously had a number of delays, number of distractions. They fought hard.
5 straight is what the Hawkeyes have done, winning this rivalry game. Okay. Let's go down on the field. Our Sarah Kustok with the winning coach, Coach Ferentz.
Thank you, Brian. Coach, we have talked to you all week about the significance of this game and this rivalry. You talked about the juice this one seemed to have. Describe what it took to walk away with a win here.
Yeah, then it turned into a night game on top of it, making it much tougher. But it's always tough when we play each other. It's just a hard-fought game here or there. Just really proud of our players and the resilience that they showed.
You walked us through your keys, and you said it was about the punt game, the turnover takeaways, special teams, all the little things. It would be a 60-minute game. You got to run the marathon. How much did that play out in what you saw and just understanding the little things that it would take?
Yeah, first of all, a lot of peaks and valleys today. I mean, up and down, what have you. But in big games, that's typically what happens. You got to play clean. You got to hang in there. And typically it's going to be 60 minutes, and this one was more than that.
Yeah, I know you've seen Nate Stanley have big games throughout the course of his career, but him being a senior up against this tough Iowa State defense, how was he able to execute when
That's 3 really good performances in a row, and that ball he had after the pass intentional grounding, I mean, that was a hell of a throw, so that's as good as I've seen him do. Glad he's our quarterback.
That's for sure. Congrats, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
All right, back to you.
Sarah, thank you. So Iowa's now won 10 straight non-conference games since their 2017 season opener. 5th straight, they've won the Cy-Hawk Trophy. For Robert Smith and Sarah Kustok, I'm Brian Custer. The final score here in Ames, Iowa 18, Iowa State 17. Right after this break, we'll get you out to Northern Illinois and Nebraska.